Hello and welcome to another video on sound health solution on spirit seeking with Pratik. And today, just like in the previous video, we shall be talking about different ways in which you can treat your children or your young ones, your younger siblings, or your sons or your daughters. We discussed about some of the ways in our previous episode. If you haven't checked that out, do go and check that out first. And today we are going to speak about other areas which you should be aware of when it comes to your young ones. Let's get started right away. This might seem a little weird, but it's not. Hugs. That's what children need. In fact, that's what everybody on this planet needs right now. Everybody needs hugs. At least 5 to 7 hugs every day in order to function properly. We have been so knuckle-headed in the recent times. We are so focused on one thing, our work, our career, something like this, that we've forgotten to live as human beings. In order to understand that we are sentient beings, we need to give hugs to each other. We need to throw around hugs. Hugs have always been for free. They're probably the best thing a human being can give to another human being. And for children, it's very, very important. When you hug somebody, you make them feel validated. You make them feel that they belong. You make them feel that no matter what, everything else in life are just the waves, and existence, the sheer life that you're living is actually in the essence of all those waves. It's at the bottom of the waves. And no matter what might go right and what might go wrong in your life will still move on and you will be okay. That's what a hug tells you. See how many hugs you receive and you give out every day. It should be at least 5 to the same person or to a different person. So when it comes to children, start forming a habit of hugging them, embracing them, caressing them, giving that sensation of human touch. And when we are speaking about hugs, let's speak about the opposite end, which are digital gadgets. Everybody, the smallest of the smallest child has a phone, a mobile phone in their hand. If not a tablet, if not that, a computer. Kids are watching, Cocomelon, Paw Patrol, which is good, right? The content in some of those channels are very creative. They make the kids think critically. They make the kids think outside the box. But electronic time, the time that they face in front of a blue screen, emitting cathode rays continuously in their eyes, must be limited. Right? They need to know that the world that they're living is not inside that screen but outside it. Right? They need to know how the world actually looks like. Kids these days barely have the time to play around outside. Nobody bird watches these days. Going to the zoo is a far cry for children of these times. Playing with animals outside is a far cry. Looking at ants walking in a line, trying to take their food from one place to another is a rare sight to see these days. So as a parent, as an elder person, you need to limit their blue screen time. And you also need to be responsible. You also need to make sure that they go out and play with other kids, play with birds, play with animals, play with plants, play with themselves, see the sun, observe the sun, look at the stars, gaze at the moon, feel the night sky, all of that. But the first step is to reduce blue screen time. And another thing that one can practice with children is to let them answer questions, open-ended questions. For instance, if you are talking about stars with your kids, Don't outright go telling them facts about the stars. Try to make it a mystery and leave them with a question when you talk about stars. Right? That's what I used to practice with my little brother. Right? For example, if we spoke about the stars, and if he asked how many stars are there in the sky, I would just look up. Sometimes I'd pretend like I'm counting. Then sometimes I'd say, I don't know. Maybe you can find out and tell me. That's how you develop their habit of doing research. That's how you develop their habit of engaging with knowledge. That's how you develop their habit of thinking critically, of analyzing things. Sometimes kids give you a hard time. Sometimes they are having an emotional upheaval within themselves and they are unable to contain it within themselves, and they throw it out in not necessarily the best manners, not necessarily the best behaviors. In such times, if you act up with anger and violence and with sadness, that doesn't make you any different from the child. You as an adult know how life works better than them. So you need to be patient with them. You need to appreciate their good behavior and condemn or ignore. As much as ignore, if not condemn and correct their bad behavior. That's upon your shoulders. Also, you need to understand that their behavior is like a window to however they're feeling inside. Right? And if you are a listener, if you can listen well enough, you have this sense of empathy with them, and hence you realize how they are feeling with the behavior that they're performing. Right? You do not really need to be straight and ask them straight questions about how they're feeling. You can interpret it, especially for children, you can interpret it through their behavior and then act accordingly. Make sure to have a smile all the time when you are around children. And if you look around, human beings below the year 18 are not children. If you look around, everybody has a child inside their heart. So if you know how to treat children, you'll ultimately know how to treat adults too, the people around you. Everybody is like a child who's looking for something. If they get it, they're happy. If they don't get it, they're unhappy. That's the behavior that they show. So once you understand how to treat children, you'll be better fitted in this world of strange yet beautiful people. Anyway, if you liked this video, do not forget to share this and subscribe to us if you like whatever is happening in Sound Health Solution. We'll make sure that we'll bring you more videos like this in the future. Let's build a community of wise, happy, smiling human beings. Until next time.